Talk Show is brought to you by Health Plans, your Medicare plans, insurance solutions, and resource agency. We have a variety of plans and products that fit your needs, benefit requirements, and budget, with many low or no-cost premium plans, zero co-pays, and much more. Our licensed benefits advisor's priority is your health and well-being. Call us today and book your no-obligation consultation. 1-929-367-5269. Coming up next is The Fit and the Fab.
Folks, welcome back to the Fit and Fab channel and the Morocco channel edition, special edition today with I have a real treat here. I mean, I have to say it. I am so proud, so humbled, so honored to have my guest today. And all my guests are very special and I always have this honor, but this is different because I have a champion with me. And this champion, I share something valuable in my own path and past of martial arts with. And also, we shared the same, home country where we were raised, and we're both in the States. And this is a guy who is actually leading right now. He is a 2 times North America Muay Thai champion lightweight and a former world champion. And he is literally preparing himself right now to fight for the world title again, one more time. And it's in a couple of days. So I have him just before that, and I know he's been preparing so hard. So without any further ado, I have with me Amine Ballafrikh, and he is from Alexandria, Virginia, beautiful city. So Amine, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, Jorge. Thank you. Appreciate you.
Oh man, you and I, we tried to do this a while ago, but it didn't work out. But today we have you, and it's perfect timing because we want to talk about your upcoming game and match and who you're facing and your preparation and everything. But before we get into all that good stuff, I want to go back to you. I mean, I've read about your stuff. I've followed some of the stuff you've done. And you are a true inspiration and motivation for a lot of people. And martial arts is very diversified. And it's a great path. We watch, you do the MMA. I think the company you work for or the studio you work for,
yes,
MMA.
That I'm at is Capital MMA. So we do MMA, mixed martial art, everything.
There you go. MMA is the new thing. I mean, it's not new. I mean, it's been around, and it's really a good combo of different arts and things, and it's really serious stuff. But I want to first talk about Amine. From the get-go, where he started and how you got into the martial arts. I mean, everybody has a story about martial arts. My story was I was bullied a lot, and my parents said, okay, we need to put you somewhere where you can learn to defend yourself. And that's how it started. How did you start in this? And, why, taking it, a lot of people get into it, but they never go into championships and make it to the level you have. So let's talk about Amine and his story.
I appreciate you. Thank you for having me. The story, I'm not one of the people that I'm going to say I born to be a champion or I was dreaming since I was a kid to be a champion. I was just like a crazy kid. My back home in Morocco, like fighting. I'm 6 years old, or I fight a lot. I'm a troublemaker, call it like that. Like I'm in school, always making trouble. And I remember it was when I was actually in that year, 6 years old. My mom got me in like a karate gym for 6 months. Then I fought again, and I broke someone's hand. And she said, I will never take you back to the gym because you're already trouble without the gym. So if I take you, and has the mentality that if you teach me anything has to do with punches and kick, I'm going to be more violent. That's what she thought. With all that being said, after that, I stopped training. I was just doing my thing, leaving kids and schools. And when I was 13, 14, I started feel like I'm a little man, grown man. I went to like a bodybuilder gym and I was telling them, I clean for your gym and let me use the material. Like I clean for you once a day and let me use it. And he was like, yeah, sure. At the time that I was using, one of the days I was training and lifting weight, tried to get everything big, when I was little, like 5'4", and one of the guys came in from our town, but he was quiet, but he was champion, like third one in the world in Muay Thai, amateur level, and 5-time Moroccan champion. And he just opened his gym. So he told me he was surprised to see me there because he seen me growing up as just a troublemaker. So when he saw me, he said, come to my gym. I want you to come to my gym and train. You look like you work hard. I was like, no, this is not going to happen. My mom would never pay a dime on me in the gym. I told him the story. I was like, don't worry. Just come on and we'll talk to her. That's how it started. I went there. I trained. I loved it because it has to do with punches and kicks. I quit doing what I was doing. I don't know what he told my mom until nowadays. I don't know what the deal she made with him. I'm very sure she trusted him because he was, he was a champion. He was quiet guy. He was a very trustful person, and everywhere respect him in my town. 3 months later, he put me in a competition, a local competition. We call them here smokers. I fought. I drank, like that time I was actually 14. 3 months after that, I turned 14 and I fought my first competition against someone who's older than me. And I thought I won a fight, but it turned out that I didn't win. I lost and I was shocked. Like I still have that picture next to the guy. I thought I won. I drank that day like almost, I think 5-6 Red Bulls. I thought I'm going to be strong drinking Red Bulls, and did not help. So I lost. And so just growing up, I didn't lose at that age. I feel like losing is not acceptable to me because, like I said, I was troublemaker. I was like a fighting kid. I do things. I'm always think I'm better. I'm the best. So when I lost, I got shocked. Like it's like why I lost. Like, and I have to wait for the cameraman who record the fights and stuff and those like old video cassette like things. Mm-hmm. So 3 months after that or 2 months, he bought me a video that I watched myself fighting and boom, boom, punching. But actually, I realized that I don't know how to fight. I know how to look like a fighter, but I don't know how to fight because all the punches that I was punching, closing my eyes, I was not even landing one of them. And kicks, I'm not even landing right kicks. And I was mad. And I decided to, you know what? I don't know how to fight. I need to learn how to fight. 6 months after that, I compete again. I won. Then I kept competing in those small competition. Then I didn't lose none of those competition. It was like 20 or something. I didn't lose after that. Then I fought again as an amateur, as a youth amateur. My first fight, I lost. Then took me back to train again, and I come back, I become champion the year after. So that's how it started. So it was every time I go start something new, I got a loss in the beginning, but loss never stopped me. Loss always pushed me to get better. And that's how it started. And I always have like next goal, like next. So when I lost, I got mad and I go train harder. And I say, my next goal to win a Moroccan championship. Then I won it. Then I said, well, next goal, I want to win a adult championship. Then I get it. Then until right now, I have like almost 54 fights total between amateur and pro, and I'm world champion and North American. That's how I still enter now. Like there is no such a thing as the end. I'm just going, so wow. That's how it is.
Well, thanks, Amine. I mean, this is great. And just to hear you give us a little breakdown of how it all started, I want to just take some time to break it down a little bit. So first, I mean, again, kids in general, there's different reasons, we grew up and, you're right. I mean, remember I said the story, I was bullied and, in this case, you sound like you were the tough kid.
It's the opposite. I was not the bully.
I didn't say you were bullied.
I was, most of my fights, when I was in school, I still remember until now, I was short, thick kid, always strong somehow. And when I saw another kid that got bullied, because I grew up with a single mom and two sisters. So I always felt, since I remember, I always felt I'm a protector. So when I saw someone who come in near me crying, it doesn't matter who is the other guy, I will go and beat him up. That's how I used to get in trouble most of the time. Like I'm not. I wasn't the guy who bullied people.
I didn't say that. No, I mean, thank you for clarifying. But I was going to say that what I was going to say is that, for me, I was into martial arts because they wanted me to learn how to be more like self-disciplined, whatever,
Yes.
and also like have some confidence. In your case, you did it for the righteous reasons. You just, but you still got in trouble because you were trying to do the right thing, because in your case you felt that these bullies are not going to take us, and I get it. When you feel that you're smaller or whatever, that's a reaction. You have to, like, that's the only way people stay away from you. You got to show them that you can handle yourself, right? But that, so you did kind of took out our thing, right? That was the first thing. And then again, that was not, a good approach. Your mom says, okay, you're going to get just, more.
Yes. It's just,
because there is I mean, right now it's funny. I'm watching Cobra Kai now. It's like the 6th season or 7th season. I grew up with the Karate Kid movie, and it's all about the styles and the school thought. Like every school is different. And by the way, it's very clear that in martial arts we don't teach violence.
Absolutely.
But in some of the movies they show, like, but in the Cobra Kai, that the whole concept of that particular gym is that you want to win at all cost, and it doesn't matter what you do to win and stuff like that. Versus winning is one thing, but doing it at the wrong cost is a different story.
It's a different story. Yes.
Now, so then you found someone who really was able to take you in.
Yeah.
And show you the real championship path, and even though you didn't have that in your mind, like that was not the first target, you're a winner, you want to win. And by the way, there's nothing wrong with that. In life, we should all strive to win and have success. No matter what that success means. It can be winning in work and, whatever. Mm-hmm. But if you do something, you do it right, and you do it to the best level that you can get. And so you did that. Then you have, you were training and you had your first match. And so, by the way, that is now small picnic. That's big for a lot of people. I mean, I can tell you, people watching and listening, not everybody can stand in an actual, a true, committee of fighting, in a cage or in a match. And you think it's that easy. It's not that easy. Trust me. You'll be sweating. You're all over the place. You're nervous. You're anxious.
Absolutely. I teach right now, and I tell my students all the time, I tell them you should be proud of yourself before you step into the ring, because what you do, it's only 1% in the world can do it. 1% of the whole population can do it. The reason why, because it's not a lot of people want to see, mentally, it's not a lot of people ready to see themselves getting punched in front of other people. It doesn't mean wherever you are at the gym, you can go and put it and perform. It's hard. So I totally agree with you. But that time, I'm a kid. I don't know. For me, it was a fight. And I'll be honest with you. For me, it wasn't a game. It was always a fight until I become adult. Then, and I take it to a professional level. Then the whole concept about competing in martial art, it changed.
Right. Well, it's funny. You said it was a fight, and you did describe it literally as a true fight, because when you said you were just throwing punches left and right, that's what you see in real fights. Like people just swinging, closing their eyes and swinging. There's no strategy. There's no form. There's no technique. And that's the common person. It's just normal instinct. You throw in fists and you see if they land, and you can sucker someone and knock them out. But in a real competition with people that are trained and they have a visual effect, they know how to concentrate and they're not afraid to get hit. That's the other part. In a fight, I love what you said about what you teach your students, is that you don't just stand there in martial arts and expect that you're going to dish it out. You have to be prepared to get dished. First, you want to take some of your own medicine, and you have to prepare yourself. The first thing you do in training is you got to get hit. You got to learn how to get hit and not be afraid of that. That makes a whole different concept. And we can talk about that further. Yeah. But I love also what you said, that all that beginning, you were just fighting until you realize what it's true martial arts, the whole concept and how it works, and the whole basics and elements of it, and how you really fight for the real, in championships. And that's a whole different game.
Different game.
Now, let me ask you a question. I know this started in Morocco. And then you actually came to the States at an early age. And so when you came here, what was the transition like? I mean, because that happened to me when I came first. I did not find myself. I was in Karate Do Shotokan, and I tried to look for a place here, didn't find it, and then wound up doing Taekwondo for a minute for about 3 years. So I changed a little bit the styles, and obviously it was beneficial. I learned some stuff. But for you, when you came in, how was that transition?
You might see my face as soon as you talked about transition. You might see my face how it changed quick, because it was just a different picture what I was thinking. Because like I say, every time when I win, I'm looking for the next move, from a next move. So when I become Moroccan champion a couple times, so my next move now, I want to fight international. I couldn't have that when I was in Morocco for many reasons. Now, when I want to fight overseas, the only option for me to come to the US, and my dad was in the US, is a green card holder. So I have to find a way how to see how he can get me to the US. So when I came to the US, with the concept of all immigrant, probably, we have that everything is easy. I'm going to go, all the gyms, they're kind of waiting for me. I'm going to be a champion in 1 year. Everything's going to be easy. And I came here in 2012, April of 2012, I remember. And I landed. 2 days later, I went to the gym with my dad. The gym was nearby a pizza place that he was working at, and I went to the gym, and the gym would tell me I need to pay $135, and I was like my eyes come out. That now that is not a big deal, but now back then, I traveled from Morocco to here. I have like $5 in my pocket, so. For me, $135 to pay it for a gym, it was a big, because my brain is still not adapted to US. I'm still thinking, when you tell me $135, I already convert
to Moroccan money.
I convert to Moroccan money. And that's a lot of money. And I'm not willing to spend that money. So, and I say, you know what, that's too much. And I talked to them. I'm a champion. The gym was LA Boxing. I remember they don't exist now. The UFC took over. So, and now I remember I was in Vienna in Washington D.C. So I need a car, and I need the rent. My dad was living by himself, and I was like, okay, I need to pay rent. I need to support my mom back home. I need to buy a car. I need to pay a gym. So first week I went to find a job before my social security arrived. Like, believe it or not, I went try to find a job. It's like, hey, I have a social security, but come in 2-3 days, 1 week. I'm just waiting, but I need to work. I'm bored. I need to work. I found a place that would pay me cash for like 1 week or something. And I work with them for 1 week. My first payment, my dad was trying to take some of it, like say, tell me, give me some of the money. And I was like, I did not want to go to the gym. My dad doesn't believe in the gym and things. So I say, you know what? I got to make a plan. I sit down and I say, I need to disappear for a short time until I build the income, I build some money, I'll be able to spend, to rent myself, have a car, and go back and pay the gym. I decide to pack my stuff. My brother was in New York, and I decide to pack my stuff and go and work in New York and stay in New York for 2 years and have that dream come true. The plan that I did, I have to make it work in New York. So that's what it is. I went to New York, and I was like, okay, now I'm in America, big buildings, everything shiny. I start working. I deliver pizza. I deliver pizza with a bicycle. I was even working for 3 jobs: paper, making a pizza, working in a subway. I did them all, brother. Like I really did them all. Exactly 2 years, I got my goal. Like I was, okay, I'm ready now to have my own apartment. I have already my own car, and I'm ready now to go to the gym. So I decided, I was like, should I stay in New York, or I go back to Virginia? Virginia, I kind of like it, but everything was fine because I didn't have a car. But life, I liked it here. But New York was too busy, too crowded. And I was like, okay, I did enough in New York. I don't want to like be here, gone and shooting. You know what? I'm going to pack my stuff and go back to Virginia. And this is, by the way, I did all this. I don't speak English. When I came, tell you a funny story. When I came in the airplane, they would ask me, I drank the whole trip Coke and on water. I don't even know how to say water. So you say whatever you say, I'm going to say yes. No. Yes. You curse me out, I'm going to say yes. Whatever you say. The lady used to come and say, what you want to drink? I don't even speak French. So the lady will say, you want to drink something? I will say, Coke. First drink. Go, come back again, Coke. Go, come. The whole trip, it's Coke. And I come with French airline. Nobody speak Moroccan. And I was like, okay, fine. So, and that 2 years, actually, it helps me a lot because I was in the city. So, and how bad I want it, I got involved with people a lot and I learned the language. I never went to school or anything, just with people, push myself, try to talk, try to learn. That got me what I am today. And yeah, after 2 years, I have a little income and I'm study. By the way, in 2 years, I'm a CDL driver, from delivering pizza with bicycle to a CDL driver. So I pack my stuff. I come back here to Virginia. I start with some working at dealerships, selling cars, driving a truck a little bit. Then I decide and okay, now I'm gonna go back and train. When I went to the gym and I pick a couple gyms, the first gyms I like it because it was a good story about it, helping this young girl back in the day. So I decided to go check them out. I walked in, I was like, listen up. I'm Moroccan champion many times. Here is a proof. I'm not coming here to look good. I'm not coming here to learn how to throw jab cross. I can train myself. I've been in this game since I was 14 years or 13. I need you guys to guide me to fighting back. I have my first professional fight back home and I need you to guide me. And they say, okay, we can help you. I was like, that's all I need. I don't need, I pay whatever monthly you want. Just guide me to get me back in the ring. And that's exactly what happened. I joined Capital MMA in 2014 and the rest is history. Like, oh, but funny way, I didn't even pay. As soon as they know who I am and I'm a fighter, they did not even charge me for a month. I was like, God damn it, if I knew you guys before I went to New York, I should just stay with you. But it was different. You know, everything happened for a reason. New York trip was for a reason. That 2 years, it was not a waste. It was really needed because taught me a lot about life. It might sound it looks easy in the story, but there's a lot of ups and downs. Ups and downs. It came a surgery in my way. It's a lot of struggle. Like anytime when I'm doing an interview, I tell a lot of the story. It's interesting, but yeah, it's a lot of ups and downs. And again, I fought out my first fight back in New York City. No, New Jersey. My first fight was in New Jersey. And I lost here in the US. And I was like, okay, to remind me of my first day when I lost when I was 14. So that took me back and give me like a sit back. And I make again the road plan, like how I'm going to plan this, how I'm going to be the best of my shape, how I'm going to fight in US style. Because the way how we do Muay Thai is worldwide, but the way how we do it, in Morocco or kickboxing in Morocco, we have more like kickboxing style. Muay Thai here is more like tradition. Mm-hmm. So in Morocco, yes, elbows, knees. In Morocco there is elbows, but in my time, we would not be able to fight 5 rounds. We used to fight only 3 rounds. Okay. Max is 4 rounds. Here it's 5 rounds, 3-minute rounds. So by the time always when I'm getting to a 3rd round, 4th round, I put everything in, I'm dead. Then there is elbows, clinch and stuff. So the gym that I was at was 2 Thai. 2 people actually from Thailand. They are from Mecca of Muay Thai. Like they are from the place where is this sport start. Yeah, the birth. So they taught me everything. I work with them. I'm always a student, you know, doesn't matter what I told the gym, but doesn't matter what I have, stays behind me in Morocco. Now, who I am right now. So, yeah, I learn from them everything, all the skills. I become their best fighter, their best student. They put a lot of work with me, and I put a lot of work back. Like I used to drive a truck the whole day, 7 hours, 8 hours, 16 hours, but I would never miss a gym. Like there is a days that I used to bring my truck in the front of the gym, and I will arrive like 4 a.m. I come from there's a trip I used to take twice a month from New Hampshire to New Hampshire. And I will come back and I park the truck around 4 o'clock a.m. in the front of the gym, and I keep the door open and I send 2 of them texts. And I was like, hey, when you come in and get me at 7 a.m. Do not knock the door because I'm not going to wake up. The alarm is not going to wake me up because I need you to get me from a truck. and I sleep on the track, sleep 2 hours, get in and training, and all that works. Like all that hard work, all that little push, it's what it's put me where I am today. And it just like when I look at it, like the way how I'm telling it, it sounds easy, but it's a lot. It's a lot of up and downs.
I mean, yes, it sounds easy, but it's not. I mean, anybody watching, listen right now. I mean, it's a true determination story, perseverance.
Yes.
It's everything, all the above. And I want to just take a moment just to go back to some of these steps that you had to go through.
Yeah.
And you said it like, people overseas, they want to, we're going to come there, everything's going to be the same, and life is going to be easy. It is a common mistake where people think that just because you're going to leave a country and you're going to go somewhere, and especially the States, this is probably one of the places where plenty of opportunity, but it's not for everyone. If you're a sleepyhead, you're not going to do it. You got to come in here with the determination that you're going to make it happen. You have to be determined, ready. And it's, to your point, 3 jobs, whatever it takes, you're going to do whatever it takes. You're going to work 12 hours a day. You had a language barrier, yet that didn't stop you. That's motivation. That's really, you have a target. You set a goal after goal after goal. You're not here you have a plan. You made it, I love the idea that your father was here and you said, I can come here and do it. And you got you in. And that was still your plan from the get-go. That's for anybody. I don't care what part of the world you are, folks, if you're listening and watching right now, because this is all over the world, in the States, outside of the States, in Morocco, any other place, no matter what you plan for, do the right due diligence, know and be ready and be willing to take, whatever it takes, to do whatever it takes, because it's going to be challenging. To your point, it's going to be bumps on the way. It's going to be hurdles.
Yes.
It's going to be ups and downs. It's going to be times where you're going to be like, oh my God, and you got to stand, strong and tough and steady instead of it is not easy. So I appreciate what, sharing that with us, because for the audiences, and it's spoken as a true champion, you lose, doesn't mean anything. That's not lost. That's learning.
That's a lot.
Exactly. You learn from those. I made mistakes. Maybe I didn't do this way. You said it also. Powerful piece that you mentioned. Most people that have never sparred, they do not know what it takes to be a minute sparring.
Yes.
A minute sparring will drain the hell out of you, especially if you're doing kicks and knees and a lot of stuff. It's amazing how you can work out for hours and 2 minutes of a sparring match can drain you. Let alone again they sound like 2 minutes, 3 minutes rounds. Those rounds, they seem like eternal. They don't stop. And then
the thinking, what's drain our energy most. It doesn't matter how strong you are. I tell my student until now, it doesn't matter how tough you are. The thinking, the fight is 50%, 50. Just by thinking about someone's going to come and punch you and that punch can kill you, it's that punch by itself, that thinking, it drains your energy. It drains, doesn't matter how strong you are, you got tired.
I love it. And again, coming from you, you are a champion. You've been there. You do this, every day. And by the way, I do want to, just convey this, that Amine is really true to his game. We were supposed to do this recording later, and because of training, we had to do it earlier because he would not miss his training. So I want to say that to the public and the audiences, that's really, a true, that's like believe in your whatever you do. And he is commitment 200%, 1,000,000% to his, game. And certainly he is focused because in a couple of days, he's going for the title, the world champion, title for is it lightweight still or different?
It's lightweight, same weight, lightweight, yes.
So lightweight world champion Muay Thai, and again Muay Thai is and by the way, is it Muay Thai really like the just the traditional? Is it the MMA version of fighting?
No, it's traditional. In America, we do all professional Muay Thai. They're all traditional. It depends on the fighter. Every fighter has his own style. My style, it's 100%
old school.
Like you gonna come, I'm gonna elbow you, I'm gonna knee you, I'm gonna sweep you, I'm gonna clinch you, I'm gonna box you, I'm gonna kick you, and that's what is Muay Thai. When you see the 8 lamps is hands, elbows, knees, and kicks. Then that's mean you're using Muay Thai. If you don't see any of those, this means it's a kickboxing.
I love it. And yes, there is. kickboxing is almost derivative of Muay Thai traditional. That's the traditional way, and the kickboxing is a little bit of a taekwondo flavor, and it's a mix of boxing and taekwondo, a lot of legs, but a different style. But you're right, the elbows, the knees, the sweeps. That's the iconic pieces about Muay Thai. Traditionally, I mean, was the Kickboxer? I think the movie, they did some of that, with Jean-Claude Van Damme long back in the days. That's the first movie that opened up a little bit of the Muay Thai concept. I actually trained with some Muay Thai folks. Their training is intense, and I have to say, their shin, I mean, you would break, you can hit a tree with that stuff. And I had this friend, we were training back in the days. I mean, I was literally at 20 something. And he would just go on the pole and just keep really just, giving roundhouses to that pole.
The kicking we do every day at the gym. You have to kick, like especially with my coaches, like they are all traditional schools. So we believe every 1,000 kick, it gives you 1 kick in the ring. So think about it like how many kick I have to do at the gym to kick at least 10 times in the ring. Or in the round. So every 1,000 kick you have to kick at the gym. This means 1 kick you're gonna be able to land in the ring, and that's how the mentality. So my chin, I've been with them now for almost 8 years or something like that, or 6 or something. And my feet still entered nowadays. They will bleed with too much kick because they never want to stop, and they know every 1% they push me through. That's what makes me who I am today. That's what makes me a champion. That's what makes me who I am.
Well, that's the other part. You said it. Being a champion is not something that you just earn just like that by doing a couple, rounds. It's deep training. So that takes me to the next question. How often do you train? I mean, this is not, and how many hours a day?
So the training, I used to train about like 3 hours a day, run about like, I would say, twice a day, sometimes when we're talking about 6 miles to 12 miles. This is Thai style, and I used to. Don't get me wrong, I used to. Now, I switched it. 2017, I fought, and I went to UK, and I broke my rib. The guy near me, and I broke my rib. And basically, when I fought in the UK, I fought for a world title, and I broke 2 ribs. And when I broke those ribs, showed me that level of international, I have to do something, because that time I used to be a truck driver, which is I'll be driving. So I train hard because that's how tough I am, but I don't rest. My body doesn't recover. So then 2017, by the end of it, I decided to quit my job. Believe it or not, I started all over again. The same how I said I need a job, I decided to quit my job. And whole my family thought I'm crazy, because I'm leaving the job that pays the bill, and I'm going to be in with debt and stuff. Muay Thai doesn't pay a dime. Like, I remember the first gym that I was teaching at, I was getting paid $500. And I'm a champion. I'm a Muay Thai world champion. And I was like, okay, but you know what? If I die tomorrow doing Muay Thai, am I happy? The answer was yes. If I die tomorrow driving a truck, the answer was, I wish if I could do. I went to the office and I told the company that I was working for, I was like, hey, you know how much I love what I do. I appreciate you. If you need ever any help, I can help. But please do not give me as an employee. I'm leaving. I put the keys on the table and I left. 2017, I started all over again. But the training turned to be, instead of 3 hours, 5 hours. Now I'm putting all in. And I'm putting all my hard work to make a living from what I do. Because this, I don't call it a job. I used to call it as something that I like to achieve to keep me alive. But now, 2017, the end of it, I decided to make it as a job. So I start all over again. I went through that. I have behind my bills. I don't like to ask people to give me money. I don't like help from people. Fights, I'm winning a fight. People see me as a champion. I make a lot of money, but actually now I'm behind my bills every month. To just become that champion, I was behind my bills. Like 2018, I won my North American belt in LA. and I was in TV, CBS TV, and my purse was like $6,000, for example. And everybody see me as a champion. Everybody's celebrating. And at that month, I'm behind my bill, paying my bills, paying my food, paying. And again, the same method that I used when I came here, the same like determination that I had in my head, that I'm going to do this. I'm going to find the way. I'd rather die trying than just go back to drive a truck. I have the company calls me many times. I mean, please come back. Because I'm always the same way how I work hard at my training, the same how I work hard with companies that I work with. So I always have that good relationship. Even, matter of fact, some of them coming to watch me in 3 days now from back in the day. So, and I refused because even they call me, I remember they called me one time, I was really behind my bills. And I couldn't pay that bill. And I'm not going to pay it for sure. And it was July of 2018. And they told me, hey, they call me. It's like a message. They call me at like almost at midnight and I didn't pick up a phone, and they send me like an email. Hey, I mean, if you're interested, we have a truck, take a job to New York and we're going to give you this much money. And I'm going to get paid almost like more than $3,400 with a delivery. And I refused because if I took a truck that day, it's going to be the easy access for me to go to money. And I'm not focusing on, I want to make what people think is impossible. I want to make it work. And every day, every year, every month, it's get better. It's get better. Again, write it down, the plan, the setups. Start training. The only one thing I did not cheat on it was the training 5 hours a day. I start from 2000 to the end of 2017 to 2019. The end of 2019, I was training 6 mile in the morning, 6 mile in the evening, 5 hours a day of training. I don't care what it is. I need to put it. And that's exactly what I was doing. Now, with all the blessings, I make a living from what I do. I teach. I make a living. I don't know how money comes to me, but I make a living. I pay my bills. My family's happy. I support my mom. Everything is happy. I'm blessed for that. How I did it, I work hard. I just work hard. Everybody who thought I'm crazy in 2018, 2017, now they are my friends because they see me how I succeed. They don't get it. I don't work 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. jobs. I don't have, like, if you ask me, do you have a job? I would say, no, I don't have a job, because when I go to the gym to teach people or share with people my passion, I'm like a teacher. So when I teach them, I feel like give back something for free. So I never told my partner or my wife or my girl that I'm going to work. I always say, I'm going to the gym. So that leave me with a happy life, and I'm doing my now. So to go back and answer your question, I'm sorry I make it longer, but I train 5 hours a day. 5 hours a day.
Well, actually, that's not a long answer. That's a perfect answer, because you've targeted, well, you've covered a few items that I wanted to ask about anyways. So first of all, the amount of training that it takes to make you a champion, it's not something that you just take light, and it takes determination. Not only it takes determination and all the stuff that it is your passion at first, but you were willing to make the necessary sacrifices to actually make your passion, your life. And you are at the point that, believe it or not, a lot of people will probably be jealous and envious right now, because not everybody can wake up and do what they love and make a living out of it. But you know what? Most people are not ready to make that sacrifice that you actually took, and you said it, the people thought you're crazy. That's the other part. A lot of people that is your support system around you will probably is like, what's wrong with this dude? Because they don't see it your way. You know where you're going.
I know where I was going, and by like, I would say 2020 was a bad year for people, because they were working from 7 a.m. to 5. I was working for myself. So 2020 was actually a great year for me. And by 2020, I was not behind my bills. I pay all my debt that I got through that 3 years, and I'm debt free. Money enough to survive, to do my things, and I'm living my happy life until now. Look, I do this for love. I don't do it for me anymore. I do it for my people, and my goal to change lives. by starting with the kids, with the children. And I grew up with in Morocco. We grew up in the age when 14, 15, got into drugs, got into smoke. And I saw it here too. And like you say, bullied and stuff. And my job, my mission changed in 2019 to work with kids more and change their life. And I picked up some kids and I work with them and I changed their lives. Like I have kids now, they've been training with me since they were 13, 14, 15. And one of them is 8 years right now. He's U.S. national champion like 5 times. He has a job in the law office from a single mom. He has the same story that I had when I had with a single mom. He just did not go through bad stuff, what I call it bad shit. He just did not go through the life that I saw. I use the experience the struggle, all the things that I've been through. I'm trying to invest that time now on this generation. And that's what makes me happy. That's exactly what makes. It's not the purse. It's not the money. I know how to make money. I know I don't need money for now. I'm good with money. What makes me happy every day, just seeing a kid like this changing his life. I remember one of the competition, I went to one of the kids before I went to Thailand in 2020, just right before COVID. This kid was competing. His name Ronan Swanson. He's a champion now. He was competing and I went with him. Just his mom or something took me with him, and I saw him. He was competing. He has like 5 competitions, lose all of them, and sit next to me. I was crying, and I sit next to him, and I told him, "I promise you, I will come back." He was 12 years old. I was like, "I promise you, I will come back from Thailand, and I will train you, and I will make you a champion." I kept my promise. I went to Thailand for 3 months. I came back. COVID hit. I was training him even when it was lockdown. I was training him outside. By the end of 2020, he was 2-time USA champion. Wow. By the end of 2021, he got a scholarship from boxing and he got a scholarship from a wrestling school, which is he took right now. He's in a private school doing wrestling. So kids like that, the change that I make in those kids, that's what makes me happy now, and I think that's who I am right now. That's the goal for me.
I mean, I have to commend you for the work you do, because first of all, I'm listening to you and I'm almost enjoying it, and it's powerful because your story, you are taking the time to help people, go through, like you're mentoring people now.
Yes.
You're taking, and by the way, the guy that took you to that gym in Morocco originally and trained you, that champion, did almost the same, and now you are doing that. So the legacy continues with you, and you're teaching a new way to people, and you're getting them, helping them from, to your point, the drugs and the street stuff and the bad things, and get them a home, give them discipline, give them a vision and a mission,
exactly.
Something to look forward to, and that's changing lives. And there's nothing more fulfilling than that. And you're right. You said, I have enough money. Listen, money, nobody can deny it. We all want some of it. It's nice, but it's not everything. You cannot if you go just for the money will run out away eventually. But if you go for the right stuff, the money will always be there. And you're doing it. You're living the dream. You're living your passion. And it's fulfilling. I mean, there's a show that's going to post just about the same time as this. And we talked about living your life to the fullest, and enjoying the life the way you want it, no regrets. You live in that, and this is something that a lot of people out there, they watch you from a distance. They just decide on you and make their own determination, but not knowing your story, not knowing what you go through, how you think, is just how people are. But it's almost impossible to know exactly what somebody's going through and the work that they do and what they're doing until you get to so. I am so pleased to have you today for this, because we're really sharing who Amine is and what it takes to be a true champion. And you are a champion, period, not only just in Muay Thai, even in life, because what you do is really something that is success and champion worthy, right? The other thing is funny, because you said, your shirt says warrior, not warrior. So I love that. That's actually perfect, balance. That's your life, baby.
Balance. You gotta be balanced,
I love it. It's like you live the actual, right there. That's my sign. I live this. And yes, you are a warrior, and you're definitely not worried, and that's a big deal. And it is a message for people, because life is not worth the headache, and going the wrong way. Do what's best for you. If you have what it takes, it will not be easy, but it will be there as long as you're steadfast, you're solid about it. You're not, you don't deviate. You're really whatever it takes to get there correctly, legally, of course, and ethically. But you did that. There's nothing that you have done that's wrong, and it helped you now. You said it. You take care of your mom, and you take care of everything. And that's the other. People don't realize this struggle. Oh, he's a champion. He must have a lot of money. They don't understand that it takes a certain level of championships, and to get to that level, then you get the sponsors. And you know what? No one can claim overnight success. And that is
overnight. I believe in overnight success will go overnight.
I love that. That's a good one.
I believe on that a lot. Like when you got something easy, it goes easy. When you work hard for something, it's not only the success, it's the way how you work hard to it. You're never gonna lose anymore. Like you're never gonna lose because you already figured out one thing that was hard in your life. Now, if you can figure out one, you can figure out 2, 3, 4, and life going. So.
And if you build that foundation and you did it, everything is easy after that. The foundation is everything. And once you have established it and you know how to do it, the rest is, it's like if you learn how to fish, you never run out of food, right? You already passed that stage. But really, I admire your just journey. I admire your work, what you do. And I actually admire more now that I know about what you do to help other people. And I sure hope that people watching and listening right now, just to get this vibe from our champion here. I mean, we're proud of him as Americans, we're proud of him as Moroccans, and hopefully we'd be proud of him as he gets his world title, this weekend coming. So, I love it. See, that's it. You have to believe. You got to believe to achieve it. It's really, we have a show. It says believe and achieve. You believe, you will achieve. You have that, and you said it. You are a champion. You will win the fight. There's no doubt. And first of all, you have our support. So you have mine, and I guarantee you have a lot of people out there behind you. So before we close, I know you're getting ready for your training, but I want you to send a message, to the young kids, whether in the States or in Morocco, that know you or may not know you yet, and they will probably not get to know you more once you get that world champion again back in there. Because some people may follow the US, some people just will watch the world stuff. But really, what would you tell anyone today that's in martial arts or wants to get into martial arts, or even if not in martial arts, just if they need to, like, what would be your advice for them, to become better?
Martial art, I'm going to talk about myself quick and about martial art, how I see it, and I will give a message to people. And probably the way I'm going to explain it, I'm going to explain about myself. It can help you as well, too. It helps your audience. Martial art for me become like a religion. Okay. So why I say it's religion. So if I'm mad, I go to the gym. I'm happy, I go to the gym. It's like you are believe on something and you go to it, either you happy or mad. I'm not going to say what you believe. You can believe on anything. So either you're happy or mad, you go through it. Like you have to ask for a blessing or you ask for forgiveness. So for me, going to the gym is I'm mad or I'm happy, I go to it. So it changed my life from the person, like I say, the troublemaker, the people who knows him as a troublemaker, to, I would say, as a lover. I don't know what's the right word to say, but everybody knows me now, and everybody see me as, I have a huge community around me just here in my hometown, Alexandria. I never thought about it. Like, from all different regions. I'm not going to say Moroccans. I have only like 5 or 10 Moroccans around me, believe it or not, but the rest is all from different countries. And they support me, believe in me. So that's the sport. It just totally changed my life. And I believe a religion is what does to you. It changed your life at some point to be a good person. And this sport changed my life. So for a young generation or anyone who want to decide martial art in general, any martial art, it's good for you. Any martial art. Now, the reason you should take martial art to the competition level, because we have to have a purpose of living. We have to have a challenge every day to keep believing and pushing forward. So I give you an example. If you just sign up for a gym right now and you train And let's say you're doing jiu-jitsu, for example, or Muay Thai, and you want to fight for your first smoker. That means you're going to train a little extra, train a little hard. That means you have a reason why you go into the gym. If you don't have that reason, one day your friend is going to invite you, you can skip the gym and go to his wedding or his whatever. But if you have a reason, you're always never going to skip. So reason take you to another reason take you to another reason. So there is something why you go to that gym and that challenge that you're going to make yourself. So I will ask people, like, you go to a martial art gym, go try to get a competition. Doesn't matter what age you are. My last show, like 3 weeks ago, I took people. I have a lady that she was 44 years and she competes. So it's never too old. I have young kids. They will message me from all over the world. I mean, it's too late for me to join the gym. I'm 20. Like, believe it or not, one day I got a message on Instagram from this young kid. He was 16 and asked me if it's too late. And I was like, see, you watching guys, so much news, so much TV, the feeding your brain with the thing that you should not be in it. It's never too late. Just go walk in. The first step, walk into that gym and everything's going to be easy. If you go to the gym that someone told you, hey, it's too late to do this, it's too late to do this, you're in the wrong spot. When I was kid, I have to add it.
Please.
It has to do with kids. When I was kid, I never say I want to be a fighter, but I say when I was kid, I say I want to be a soccer player, like play soccer, you know? And I want to be a professional. So back in the day, at like 90s, which is, I think, like 96, 97, something like that, I used to see this guy in my hometown. He's like a hero. He's a good player, and he was teaching team. And I was like, I see him, and I was working my ass off every day. And he came to me and he told me, Amine, he always keep me in the back. And he said, Amine, you too short. You never can be a good player. And I was mad. Why I'm short? Like, I'm 5'3" or something. Like, why? That's not right. And okay, I pulled myself back. He's like destroy my dream. Destroyer. And I used to see him as like a legend, like someone that I'm looking up to him. And 3 months later or 2 months later, I come back and I want to be a goalkeeper. And I was training on the side at home. I do pillows and I jump. And I went back to the team and I was training. And I was like, Amine, you're never going to be good. You're too short. Goal, you have to be tall. And I was so mad. And I still remember that until now. That when I told people, don't never let someone doubt you, because now the best player in the world, it's Messi. He's short. But in that time, there were nobody like Messi in that height. So for him, I was too short. So never let someone determine what you want to be. It doesn't matter what sport you want to do. If you want to make it, you're going to make it. So just stick to the plan, write a plan, make a list, to-do list. What get me what I am today is to-do list. It's not an idea that stays in my head. It's the idea that I take it from here, I write it down, and I crush it one after another one. And that's what pushed me up. So martial art can change your life just as exact as I am, and can teach you a lot about life. It's just exactly how I'm doing in my life.
You know, I mean, thank you for really, that's a powerful, concept story that you actually shared, because you're right. Sometimes people put your dreams and hopes down by really, because they don't believe in you. It's funny. I've had similar stories to myself in my own life where people say, oh, you're not qualified. You're not good. It's not going to happen. You're never going to do this. And I proved them all wrong, and I still keep doing it. And you know what? Don't listen to negativity. Keep positive. Believe in yourself. I think those are like, powerful treasures that you can take to the bank and apply in your life. And no one should ever put you down and make you feel, less valuable than what you think. You know what? To your point, you can be short and be doing stuff. I mean, there have been short basketball players that were actually in the cup. So I mean, that's not the height. We'll talk about his basketball, but you're right. There's too many things. And one thing you said, powerful also, martial arts can apply in your business and your life and work. You said it, the way you work in your martial arts, that's how you're ethical in your business. That's why people still call you to drive and do stuff, even though you're not going to do it.
Yes.
Because your ethics, the way you're disciplined is applicable across your life, and nothing's going to change you.
I agree with you. I still have good connection with the companies that I work with them. Believe it or not, I still have even the good connection with the pizza place that I work on in Manhattan. The guy that I remember, he was teaching me, this is lettuce, green pepper, and I have to repeat after him. And what is this? What is this? And the reason why, because the work ethic that I used to put in there, and the same thing. That's why, like I say, I see martial arts as like a religious to me, especially as Muay Thai, is because I use the same method and everything. And I teach it to kids right now. Kids, they come and train. They have a problem. They don't talk to their dad and mom. They come to me and talk. I help them solve problem. How? A little bit of my experience, more about martial art. Because the same way how you apply to anything, if you learn how to crush goals, and as soon as you crush one, everything become easy.
That's right.
Everything become easy.
And I mean, thank you for also mentioning something that was very powerful. It is never too late. It's 60, never. 44, 50. It never. Doesn't matter. A lot of, big people that we know of today, and the whether they're actors or singers, and some even, some smart people over the history have developed things that we use today, or people that we look up to today. They haven't started until a later age. And yes, they did leave a legacy behind. And you know what? Listen, even religion, if we talk about religions, even prophets started at 40. So,
everyone. I have a man that he trained boxing at one of the gym that I teach at. He's 82.
Wow.
And he worked harder than everybody, believe it or not. He worked harder. So if you're going to tell me that gentleman, he's 82 and he's working, what's your excuse? Why are you telling me I'm like, I never give one thing knows by me, like it's never too late and it's never excuse. If you injured, your leg is injured, you still have 2 hands and 1 hand. If you cannot stand up, you cannot work your upper body. If you cannot work your upper body, you cannot work. There's always you need to work on. There is always something we need to get better on. And that's what keeps us alive every day. That's why I wake up every day at 4 a.m. and I do what I got to do. Because I have something to work on. The day that I got comfortable, trust me, the day that I'm going to start getting bored, the day my life is going to start suck, but I always have a plan. I always have something. I wake up tomorrow, even in my rest day, is to do this. In my rest day is to-do list. If Sundays, usually I call on my chilly rest days. So even Sundays and Friday evening. So Sunday, to-do list. So I wake up every day at 4. Sunday, I will not get up, leave the bed until 10. But that is part of to-do list. Nobody can come and tell me, let's do something on Sunday. No. That's part of my plan. It. Yeah, no. Fridays, I finish training, finish work, everything before 4 o'clock. I have to spend I have this thing with my family. I call it family time. And I will get some snacks, sit down, watch TV with family, have jokes, talk about the week, talk about stuff. And that is to-do list. So the difference is here that people think you got to have plan, you got to have running everything. It's not running only about the thing that's going to make you financially good or succeed in martial arts. No, it's also about your mental health. Like my rest day is for my mental health or for my body. That I would put it on my to-do list so nobody can mess up with me. So that's how I see it. And that's all come from Muay Thai, man. That's all come from martial art.
Well, I mean, you know, thank you for highlighting that, because you mentioned something earlier about the mental state, you know, in a ring and the preparation on the mat and stuff. A lot of it, 50% is really the mind. And you're right, that mental state has to be just as equal, and the equilibrium has to be there between your body and your physical and mental capacity, you know, together. So you know, I know we're getting close to the end of the show. Couple of things that I just wanted to highlight. One is there any specific, you know, regimen of food or nutrients or diet that you actually intake, you know, yourself, like in terms of?
Well, I'm not the person. I try all diets. I try, you know, and this journey, you have to make sure you're healthy. So I have my nutritionist. We work together. The trick I find about food, the way how I used to do diet when I was in Morocco, and when I start here is different until now. Now I just become more professional in what I do. So when I say, a lot of people think it's when I my diet, it's eat actually real food. Don't eat junk food. Don't eat from a brand. I'm not gonna call any name, but just don't eat fast food. Basically,
Mm-hmm.
if I want a burger, instead of buy me a cheap burger for $4, go and buy me an expensive burger or bring a meat and cook at home.
Mm.
That's my diet looks like. So instead of go eat fast food, I will go and take a little bit time and eat the real food. That's how I milk. If I want milk, instead of buy cheap milk, I will buy actually a real milk. Could be the same price, but you're just not seeing it.
Mm.
That's how my diet looks. And also I make a time what I eat. Like I don't eat just any time. I have breakfast. I woke up at 4. If it's 9 a.m., I will not eat breakfast. I have to eat between 9 a.m. and 4 a.m. breakfast. Lunch, I have between 12 and 2. If it's missed this area, I should skip breakfast because my stomach is not going to process food. And everybody stomach process food, like body process food and think different. Dinner is the same thing. The dinner, it's got to be between 5 and 8 because it depends what time I sleep. So if it's past this time, no, I'm not doing it. And one thing a lot of people they don't do, I got to say it. A lot of us, they don't drink enough water.
Mm.
And this is the most important thing. That's why I see people's skin is not good. People getting older. People look bad. And a lot of problems with our stomach and our body. We don't drink enough water. The one thing, if I learned, the most valuable thing that I learned from my nutritionist was water intake. As men is 70 to 75% of our body is water. So make sure you put that water in. So for example, someone who walk around with 140 pounds like me, or 147 or 150, you got to drink at least a gallon of water a day. We don't.
Well, you also work out. You work out 5 hours, so you train a lot. So you need water.
You know, if I work out 5 hours, I got to drink a little bit more.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Water is never that gallon. The gallon of water, if you 150, 140, 160, it's not. The more heavier, the more. Just do the math. 70 to 75% of your body, you got to drink of water. Most of us would drink 2 cups, 64 ounces a day, 33 ounces a day. Oh man, I drank too much water today. Ladies is the same. Ladies is 60 to 65%. So a lot of us don't drink water. So you just got to drink a lot of water, eat more greens, eat clean protein. That's it.
I love it. Any special thing before the competition? I mean, ultimately competition, you need the energy. Do you have a special time frame before you actually, get into the ring? Or
usually before I get ring, like the day of the competition. So first Friday is going to be the weight in, the day before the competition. Mm-hmm. After the weight in, I go rehydrate, make sure I got all the salt into my body, good food in my body. The day of the fight, it's me time. What is me time? I wake up in the morning with my team. I go eat breakfast and I go back to my bed. Then I listen to Yanni or some jazz music or some classic music and chill with it. Take a nap usually between 12 and 4 o'clock. Get up, 2 double shot espresso, and I'm ready to go. That's exactly my style. Every time I've been doing it, it works for me perfect. I don't eat lunch because my stomach doesn't need to be. I will get up in the morning, eat a heavy breakfast, and that's it. Yeah.
Well, listen, I mean, thank you for sharing. I mean, that's some direct stuff that and I appreciate you are coming forth with it and helping us, just really know. Now I know you have an actual alias or a title of the Lion. Is that what we want to call you going forward, or is that going to stick?
I don't know, man. I don't have a nickname for myself. People call me things. When people see me fighting, because all my fight is more likely I go forward. I don't back up a lot. I go forward, and I'm not scared of blood. So I got elbows in the face, and the more I bleed, the more I'm dangerous. The more I bleed, the more I'm dangerous. And people start calling me a lion. To lie too many things of my country, of my back home country, and the way how I fight. One of actually 2016, and this has become more famous as well too. It's in 2016. One of the commentator of CBS, very famous in martial art, used to be on K1, Pat Miletich. He started calling me. He has a hard time pronouncing my last name. So Ballafrikh. Each time he want to say something, he said Ballafrikh. Then I was messing with my opponent, and I was sweeping him and moving around. The guy got scared. I fent him a lot, and he was start calling me the freak. So when he called me the freak, the world start calling me the freak. So as of now, I think the nickname is the freak, the underline. So we see which one is gonna stick. I don't prefer. Both of them is fine. As far as people knows me as my last name, I'm good.
The freak lion, how about that?
Yeah, the freak lion. Yeah.
Well, listen. I mean, listen. You are a champ. You really are a pride to all of us watching and listening right now. We do wish you the best on the next, game. I know you're gonna win that. You're gonna celebrate it, and we're gonna celebrate with you. I will make sure that this is posted way before, so people can actually watch it and get excited about it and catch the game. Now, the match is gonna be played, I think, in ESPN and all the stuff, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be pay-per-view online. You can reach out to my social media or wherever. You can see a link if you want to buy pay-per-view and watch. The fight is gonna be in Yonkers, New York. I'm fighting for a world title for Freedom Promotion. Is like our #1 promotion in US right now. So make sure to check it out. If you follow me on social media, you can check it out. My Instagram is @Ballafrikh, or you can post it for them so everybody knows where to get the information. Yeah. Other than that, I'm gonna win it. We're in it to win it.
Who you're going against?
I'm going against. I think this guy is Mexican, but he lives in California. Tough guy. His last five fight was with knockout. He's 10-1. So, and he's a world champion. He just defended his world title a couple months ago. So it is really we're going against someone who think is tough, but we are tougher. That's the plan.
I love it. You got this. No worries, baby. This is yours. Bring the belt, baby. Bring it.
Thank you for having me, champ. Thank you for doing this. This is. I hope I could share something of my life story with someone who can motivate him and help him move forward. And I appreciate you, brother.
I mean, thank you. You did, and thank you so much for the time. All right. So that was our champ, and it was a great story. So we look forward to his game, and hopefully, he does believe, and we believe that he will take that title. So good luck, my friend, and let's make it work. Bye-bye.